Well, good evening and thank you for joining me. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Jake Lambright. Of course, it's going to get cool overnight tonight, and those are not tonight's temperatures that you see there on the screen. Do want to note that up front. We've got those cool temperatures tonight. We've got rain chances increasing as we head into the upcoming weekend. And then we've got another brief window for cooler temperatures as we head through the first half of next week. All right, so let's dive into the latest. This is where we started things off this morning. On Thursday morning, we had morning lows anywhere from the mid-30s to even the low 40s. Really, most of us, though, were in the mid to upper 30s. And as I mentioned, we're even cooler overnight tonight. We've also got that chance to see frost widespread as you start your day tomorrow morning. That's what that pink shading there on the map shows. We'll get more into the specifics on the temperatures for both tomorrow morning and next week coming up in just a minute. But you'll notice that blue shading there starting to seep in early on or toward the middle of next week. This is Wednesday morning. That indicates temperatures near or below freezing. And right now, my forecast, I've got us well below freezing Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Your Black Friday forecast overall is looking pretty great out there. You'll notice tomorrow morning, looks like that might be a little off. So let me go in and fix that here real quick. Sometimes the locations can get thrown off on this. It's going to be a lot cooler, unfortunately, than 44 degrees tomorrow morning. We're going to be a lot closer to 34 degrees. We'll take a look at that hourly forecast here in just a moment. Sorry for that little error. But right now, skies are clear from our southern air camera out in Pineville. Let me see if I can make that full screen for just a moment. Overall, a pretty nice night across central Louisiana, just a cool one. I already needed that heavier jacket when I was outside a little bit ago, as temperatures are already starting to cool down pretty substantially. When it comes to dew points out there across the region, dew points are in the 30s. Now, 2 days ago on Tuesday, those dew points were in the 50s. What does that difference mean, going from 50s to 30s for dew points? It means basically that we have less humidity in the air. It feels drier, it feels more crisp, less humid out there. And so if you're a fan of this cool weather, those low dew points to go along with it makes for a perfect combination. Right now, temperatures already down into the mid 40s in Alexandria. Even already seeing some upper 30s to low 40s across our northern parishes. Even DeRidder right now sitting at 41 degrees. As we go through the next couple of hours, we're going to keep cooling down into those 30s tonight. Some of us will be in the mid 30s. Wouldn't be shocked to see some of our northern areas in the lower 30s. Could see a light freeze in a few locations overnight tonight. Do want to give you the first alert as we head into the weekend. I know the rain is going to be the obvious impact, but heading into Saturday afternoon, we could see some pretty gusty winds. We could see southerly gusts anywhere from 20 to maybe 30 miles per hour across the board. So some pretty strong winds. Sunday, not much of a change. We'll continue to see those gusts out of the north at about 20 miles per hour. All right, I do want to give you an update on our drought monitor. Traditionally, this is released on Thursday, but with the holiday, they went ahead and released it yesterday on Wednesday. I'm surprised by some of the details in the latest update. Others, I'm not so surprised by. Where I am surprised is that we still have severe level drought conditions, level 2 out of 4 up in portions of Sabine and Natchitoches Parish, and that area actually expanded a little bit. Why I'm surprised by this? Because we saw our beneficial rain on Monday night in those areas. So it should have been counted for this week's update, but maybe with the holiday, things will be counted in next week's update, or maybe it wasn't enough rain to really make a difference in those areas. What I'm not surprised by is we've seen expansion there of severe drought across portions of Allen, Evangeline, and St. Landry Parish. Those areas really didn't see much in the way of rainfall with Monday night's rain event. We've also seen expansion of moderate drought conditions. That's what the tan color is, and also pre-drought conditions, that bright yellow that you see across a good chunk of our area. Of course, we've got weekend rain chances. Those will continue on into early next week. I do want to mention, though, there is a threat for severe weather on Saturday. Not a very high threat for severe weather. I do want to make that clear, but the chance is there for an isolated storm or two to produce gusty winds, maybe some small hail. Don't see this being a big tornadic threat as we head into the day on Saturday. You can see the parish is shaded in the dark green. Those are the ones in the level 1 out of 5 risk. Again, the lowest severe risk on the scale. So going to be watching things on Saturday, but not expecting much in the way of stronger storms. All right, when it comes to your rain chances over the next 7 days, those will be highest on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I've got us at 50% for now. Those rain chances dip on Tuesday and Wednesday, followed by an increased chance for rain as we head toward the end of next week. Here's a look at our rainfall forecast. Finally, models coming more into agreement with what I was saying yesterday, kind of what my rainfall forecast was. I was keeping us in that 1 to 2 inch range. More models are starting to jump on board with that. This one here I agree with pretty well. Again, keeping us in that 1 to 2 inch range, adding everything up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, kind of seeing that range from there. All right, I do want to take a closer look at our temperatures over the next 7 days, our overnight lows, because we do have several chances for frosts and freezes, and I'll be getting to any questions in our Facebook chat here in just a moment. So if you have any questions about the frost, if you have any questions about the rain, feel free to leave those in our Facebook comments on the KALB page, and I'll be answering those here in just a moment. All right, let's talk about this freeze forecast. Here's a look at tonight. Again, frost likely as temperatures dip into the mid-30s for most, maybe even lower 30s in a couple spots. I've got us at 34 degrees here in Alexandria. Friday night and Saturday night, not worried about a frost and not worried about a freeze. Temperatures overnight will be in the 40s, so pets and plants will be good for there. Then Sunday night and Monday night, here we go. We dip back to where we could see a frost once again across a good portion of our area. It's really, though, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning where we will see the coolest temperatures out of the next 7 days, and that is where we kind of fall in that hard freeze category. Now, I do want to make something very clear. I know I say hard freeze, but is this going to be pipe bursting cold? The answer to that is no. We will reach the upper 20s likely Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. We'll be in the upper 20s for a very brief period of time. We really need to be at that 28 degree or cooler range for 3 hours or more for it to really make a difference on pipe. So I don't think, at least with what I have in the forecast for now, I don't expect that you're going to have to be dripping your pipes overnight. Wouldn't hurt, of course, to cover your exposed outdoor spigots and just go ahead and have those materials. It's going to get cooler as we go closer and further into the winter season, so it's not a bad idea to have that stuff on hand. But again, not expecting, at least with what I've got right now, not expecting Tuesday night into Wednesday to be pipe bursting cold. But if that changes, of course, I'll make sure to give you the most notice that we possibly can. Then Wednesday night into Thursday, it's like those frost and freeze never happened. Morning lows, of course, back into the low and mid 40s. All right, I do see I have a question over here from Brussels, so I will go ahead and answer that here in just a second. Are we looking at a delayed winter or a warmer winter? Well, our pattern kind of favors a little bit above average temperatures as we go into the winter months. As far as things beyond our 8 to 14 or the 8 to 14 day window, so a little beyond the 10-day forecast, temperatures expected to be above average for this time of the year, which our averages now for high temperatures are in the mid 60s. And I'll have to double check on those lows here in just a moment. But then as we take a look at things really December 6th through the 19th, so kind of that 3 to 4 week window, this is kind of longer range, but patterns are kind of indicating that we will see above average temperatures. Now keep in mind that average is going to drop every single day as we get closer and closer to December and into the winter months. But again, still expecting things to be a little bit warmer than they typically should be for this time of the year. I do hope that that helps answer your question a little bit more. Of course, hopefully I can pull in our seasonal outlook to take a look at later on, maybe next week in our on-air newscast and also here on our streaming weather hits as well. So something I'm going to definitely evaluate here. We should have a new seasonal outlook here before too long. All right, let's get a check at that 7-day forecast because it is a roller coaster both with temperatures and weather conditions. Again, tomorrow afternoon looking great. It's going to be a chilly start to the day. Afternoon highs though, upper 50s. Lots of, or I say sunshine. We'll see some sunshine, but cloud cover increasing throughout the day. Rain chances increasing again Saturday, Sunday, Monday. High temperatures will be in the mid-60s for Saturday, mid-50s Sunday, and then mid-40s on Monday. We warm up a little bit, though. Low 50s for highs on Tuesday, mid-50s Wednesday, followed by mid-60s on Thursday. Lows, again, going to be in the mid-30s for most as we head through the overnight hours tonight and early Friday morning. Back in the 40s for Friday night, Saturday night, 30s Sunday night, Monday night, and 20s as we head into Tuesday night. Here's a look at your first alert 10-day forecast. The chance of unsettled weather potentially continuing as we head through the end of the work week and into the following weekend as well, with some nicer conditions in store as we head into Sunday. I do also, before we go, if you want to take a look at the high resolution timing for rain as we head into the weekend, I want to pull some of that up for you here in just a second. So let me get some of that loaded. It looks like it's going to freeze up on me, of course. But all right, let's go ahead. This is one scenario. This one typically it's not as good as the other one, but of course want to look at this data as well, kind of give you an idea on what to expect with timing with some of this, and it is kind of being glitchy for some reason. Technology has a mind of its own. So it looks like it's bringing isolated rain in later in the day, maybe early evening on Saturday. That overall wouldn't be bad and give you some time to have some of those outdoor plans, at least this scenario. That's what it's showing. Then kind of scattered storms rolling in late Saturday evening, Saturday night into early Sunday morning. That kind of line of showers and storms there rolling out by early Sunday morning. My guess is it's going to keep it dry the rest of the day and not going to be able to see anything as it pertains to next Monday's rain chances. So let's take a look now at scenario 2. This is probably going to be the one I end up agreeing with a little bit more. We'll have to get through the day on Friday. One thing about this version, it loves to exaggerate the cloud cover. That's really what it likes to do. This one, on the other hand, has rain coming through earlier in the day. That looks like maybe more rain coming through during the overnight hours, coming in a little bit behind what scenario 1 showed, but this is as far out as I can go. So it looks like the rest of that data we'll have to break down and evaluate a little bit further as we head into tomorrow. All right, I don't see any questions here to my side, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off for now. Of course, we'll be live on the air around 10:35, kind of depends on what time football wraps up. That'll be over on NBC. Of course, this will be uploaded to our 24/7 weather channel, along with our graphics, which always have the up-to-date temperatures, hourly forecast graphics, lake and river forecasts, farming forecasts, so much more over there. You can watch that if you have the KALB app on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV device, and that is completely free. Highly recommend you check it out. Also, video updates like these are in rotation all the time, no matter what time of the day, over on that channel as well. So you can always count on a new and up-to-date forecast throughout the day. All right, thank you so much for joining me here. I will see you on NBC tonight and also on our streaming platforms once football wraps up. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your Thanksgiving.